What up, what up, what up, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the Madden Underground Podcast. It's your boy, Brian James, and I'm back with my guys, Philly Guy, B-Guard, and Snipes. What's good, fellas?
What's going on?
Man, you had a great weekend. How was y'all weekend?
Pretty damn good.
I mean, we wasn't in LA like somebody on this panel.
Oh, yeah,
was.
man. My weekend was quite great. It was extremely great.
I'm sure it was.
I want to let everybody know that Sherman tirade about Matt Stafford started way before the Super Bowl. No, but I had the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl experience. I didn't get to go to the game like certain people did, but I got to go to the Super Bowl experience. I got to go see the stadium. I got to see some of the rehearsals prior to the Super Bowl, and it was all great. Everything was great. It was a great weekend. Great weekend of football. Awesome. Great weekend of entertainment. Great weekend of seeing celebrities and things like that. Extremely great weekend. So
you knew before everybody else. You knew that 50 Cent was going to be hanging upside down like Batman.
No, nobody. I don't think anybody knew that. I didn't know that. I saw the Mary J rehearsal. Mary J Blige's rehearsal. So that was one thing. But no, I didn't see any of that. But yeah, it was a great weekend. So what did you guys think of the Super Bowl, man? We got Rams Super Bowl champions. See, I got my Rams shirt on, straight out of LA. Had to rock that because it was the parade today, and I didn't want to look like a civilian. Look like I promoted, like I was with the team. So, Rams are Super Bowl champions. Aaron Donald said that he was going to try to run it back. He was not going to retire after those accusations were passed around the league and the internet after he said what he said after the game. But no, he's not going to retire. They're going to try to run it back.
I knew he wasn't going to retire. Yeah, I knew it. I mean, he's too dominant. Why retire now?
Well,
he's too dominant.
Going on top. I mean, what else do we have to prove?
What
else do we have to prove?
Nah, he's too dominant. He's too dominant. He's got too much money to make now.
Calvin was dominant. He walked away.
Walked away, bro. You got enough money. You got enough celebrity fame to maintain that money. You definitely a shoe-in for the Hall of Fame already.
Yeah. No, without a doubt. First ballot.
Easy.
Shoe-in before this.
Yeah. So easy lock for the Hall of Fame. And
I mean, I think personally, the only person that you put it in front of him is LT. That's it.
Yeah, well, they play different positions.
I'm just talking about defense in general.
Yeah.
I mean, most dominant defensive player. Come on, man. Those two, they're top two right there. Boom. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I think I would have loved to see LT in this era.
God.
I would have loved to see that.
He'd probably get kicked out of multiple games because you know how he was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, he wouldn't have been playing.
He wouldn't have been playing. He would have left.
A lot of this from the referee.
Yeah, definitely a lot of that. But he, ask Theismann about it. But but yeah, it was a great football weekend. I got to see some $1 million Tennessee Titan helmets. Actually, just all 32 teams, they had like $1 million helmets made with all kind of diamonds all over it and stuff like that, which was pretty dope.
Wow.
But the Rams, shout out to the Rams, Los Angeles Rams. They put on for the city. It was a great game. Had a lot of people wondering for a minute. People were pissed off with the touchdown that Jalen Ramsey gave up, although it was a crazy penalty. That penalty was ridiculous.
Yeah.
They didn't call that. He literally grabbed him by the face mask and body slammed him and caught the pass and ran for a touchdown.
Well, don't worry. They made up for it.
No, they definitely made up for it.
They
definitely made up for it because they were like, yo, pass interference. Call something, damn it. You know what I mean? So, it got to the point where they were like, Goodell was like, call something. We got everything. The parade's already planned.
The referee saw a dude with the number 50 on his back covering Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, you did too good of a job. Gotta throw that flag.
Penalty. Because I didn't think it was, me personally, I didn't think it was the pass interference. I'm a Titan fan, so I didn't have any, no bias towards any team. Just wanted a good game. But, as an LA native and California resident, I'll take it. We got a parade out of it.
Well, it's funny you actually mentioned your Titans in the NFL experience because your Titans drafted a quarterback, right? And then they drafted 2 players during the NFL experience, didn't they?
Oh yeah. They drafted. Well, you got the little mock draft for the kids, and kids
Right, right.
got drafted in the draft experience. So that was actually pretty dope. We passed the card up there. They went up there and got to hold the jerseys in front of everybody there, and things like that. That was awesome. That was actually pretty dope. I wish they had something like that when I was a kid.
But you didn't go up. I mean, we saw your Madden rating. You're like 99 speed, right?
Yeah. I was definitely 99 speed.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
B-Guard hating on my speed on there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That took you like 6 tries. Don't forget.
Hey, you know what? All of us need to do that and see what our rating is. That's all I'm saying.
They actually had
That's
a 40-yard dash race there, like, and my kids were there. I ran into Ben Rothel from the league. I didn't, he screamed, "Yo, Brian James!" from across the way. I'm like, who the hell is this? It's me, Ben. I'm like, oh, okay. Ben who?
Didn't recognize him without the fried chicken. Huh?
Yeah, didn't recognize him without the chicken wings in his mouth. But definitely, he definitely got out there and did his thing in the 40-yard dash. Got some footage of that. I'm waiting for a good time to air it in the group.
You ain't never gonna have me do that. I promise you.
It was definitely.
Don't never say never. Never say never. You don't know.
Never.
Camera worthy situation, man.
I ain't trying to give y'all more reasons to laugh at me.
No, it was a great experience, great Super Bowl weekend, great food. The game, we know the game was crazy, man. But it seemed like I was right about in all my picks leading up to the Super Bowl. Even almost to the point of the score. But yeah.
Didn't you pick the Bengals last week?
Definitely didn't pick the Bengals last week.
Somebody picked the Bengals last week.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Yeah, you picked the Bengals. Yeah.
Oh, I did. Maybe I did pick the Bengals. Maybe I did.
Yeah.
I picked them. Yeah. I picked them because I just wanted a good game. But, we'll see how we'll see how it pans out later. But what did you guys think of Joe Burrow's performance? I thought he had a great performance. Again, I thought the O-line, they may have well been cones out there. So that was a terrible. The blocking situation was terrible. And then after seeing how open Jamar Chase was on that last play when he got sacked for the game, was even more disheartening. Had to be disheartening for him.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So, like I said back in, was it May? Was the draft?
Yeah.
I said they have to get this dude an offensive line.
Definitely.
And they picked a wide receiver. And now that wide receiver turned out to be unbelievable. And I get that. But the thing that cost them the game was them not being able to protect Joe Burrow. It even got him hurt in that game. Like, he finished the game with a sprained MCL. So, like it came back to bite them in the butt. Them not investing in their offensive line. And I guarantee you, this offseason, they're going to use all that cap space to go get a bunch of different offensive linemen, whether it's Terron Armstead, whether it's Brendan Shreve from Washington, or whether it's Orlando Brown from Kansas City. Those are going to be their 3 targets because they can't block a soul. And it came to fruition in the Super Bowl, especially in that second half. The Bengals had, if you're not counting the first play out of half, the 75-yard touchdown, they had 61 yards of offense the rest of the game. They could not move the ball. It was not a matter of if, it was a matter of when the Rams took the lead from them. So, and I think Joe Burrow did everything he possibly could. And Jamar Chase was open downfield on that 4th down. Didn't matter because he was instantly pressured by Aaron Donald.
And Aaron Donald, he was quiet in the first half. Not really quiet. You can still feel his presence though. You felt his presence the whole game, but he didn't make any sacks until the second half.
But as time wore on, you just saw that offensive line just fall apart,
crumbling. And they had 3 dudes on Aaron Donald the whole game. That's crazy.
Then Von Miller would come get him. Yeah, Floyd, some other guy.
Yeah, I think Burrow had a phenomenal game. And again, you talk about the offensive line and everything else. I mean, barring the whole offensive line situation, that performance by Joe Burrow, that performance in the Super Bowl by Joe Burrow, even though they lost, I'm thinking in my head the whole time, like, yeah, this kid is going to be it. He's going to mess around. He's going to win Cincy a title.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? He's going to mess around and win Cincy a title if he gets the right pieces. Like B-Gar said, working on that O-line. You give a quarterback like that. Let's just imagine you give a quarterback like that a Dallas Cowboy offensive line in his prime.
Oh yeah,
he's going to the bowl every damn year.
He was,
you know what I'm saying?
He was a left tackle and a right guard away from being a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, indeed.
That's it. That was it.
Indeed.
That was the only thing they were missing. The defense played. I thought that front seven. That front seven is crazy.
Yeah. Yep. Front seven's crazy.
I don't know who number 50. Was it 55 that got the pass interference?
I believe, or Pratt.
Yeah. Wilson. It was Wilson. It was Wilson.
Wilson was playing sideline to sideline. They couldn't run the ball for nothing. They didn't give up.
Yeah.
They didn't give up anything in the run. All game long. The D line, linebacking core, immaculate. We already know. We knew what Bates was gonna do. Bates is gonna do what Bates does. He's a baller. But there's other people in there that were talking that got a little besides themselves.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later, though. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later.
We got to get into this halftime show, man.
Wait. Hold on.
We didn't get Philly.
Philly.
I'm just saying, like you guys completely just walked over the fact that and B-Gar, you're supposed to be the statistician, right? You're supposed to be the statistician. Look, the Bengals only gave up 1 sack in the first half.
Yeah,
1 sack. Okay.
Yeah.
And so Raheem Morris is the one that made the adjustment in the second half. Because what did he do? He said, "Oh, you guys are double teaming Aaron. Let me blitz this linebacker and give you single coverage."
Bengals. That's what he said.
I'm saying he freed up AD, and you can't. Nobody can block that man one-on-one. And we saw what happened when he started to free up AD. When he made that little adjustment, he started to free up AD. I mean, the Bengals. I really don't feel like anybody, any of the teams. It could have been the Bills. It could have been the Chiefs. I don't think anybody's offensive line is going to be able to block Aaron Donald one-on-one at all. And when Raheem made that adjustment, AD did what AD does. But I really think that the Bengals really took a page out of the 49ers playbook, because I felt like offensively and defensively that was kind of how that they were scheming. They were playing the short game. They were looking for play action. They were running the ball. I thought they got away from running the ball a little bit too much. And I thought that they tried to pass a little bit more than they should have. But I don't know if their offensive line is the problem, because they made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I would have to say that they definitely need weapons.
Hold on, Philly.
Wait.
The O-line was definitely the Achilles heel. They were the Achilles heel.
Let's let Philly finish.
Let him finish.
I did not say that it doesn't need to improve. I just said that I don't think that they need to spend all of their effort on the offensive line. I'm saying I think that they still need to get a couple more weapons.
A left tackle.
I know that they had problems at tight end
and a right guard.
I know they did it. I know they weren't healthy. I know they still need some weapons at tight end. And I'm just saying, like, they drafted the young man in the second round anyway to bolster their offensive line, right?
He stinks.
He didn't stay. What are you talking about? He started. They made it to the Super Bowl.
Hey,
Aaron Donald is a Hall of Famer.
Look, Philly, we got to look at it like this, though. We got to look like this. How many?
Joe Burrow sacked 70 times this year. 70 times in one season.
He was sacked 70 times, and how many times was he sacked in the postseason? I mean, you know what I mean? How many times?
21 times.
21 times in a playoff run.
9 against the Tennessee.
9 against the Titans.
Yeah,
Titans are great defensively.
It don't matter, but he's still sacked 9 times. 9 times good?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And B. James, no disrespect, B. James, but the Titans ain't 9 times good in the front like that.
Yeah, well, the Bengals.
Well,
the Bengals. The only team that's going to do that is the Bengals.
Hey, we didn't have no problem getting to Matt Stafford either. We had 6 sacks on Matt Stafford when we played him. So I'm like, it's not. We got to be some kind of chuff out there. We got Simmons. Simmons is a beast, bro. Like he showed that in that game. He single-handedly wrecked that entire O-line by himself.
Again, not 9 times good.
Not 9 times good though.
I don't know.
That's my whole thing. That's all I'm saying. Not 9 times good. That's all I'm saying.
Aaron Donald is that dude. So
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. They held them to one.
Aaron Donald's a grown man, bro.
Right. They held them to 1 sack in the first half. Like, you can't ignore that. So obviously the adjustments were made in the second half where he was able to get off. But in the first half, they were able to contain him and Von Miller. I'm just trying to give credit to that coaching aspect of it. I'm saying that Raheem Morris, he made the adjustment. And so that's what I'm talking about. I'm saying that the Bengals, they're going to grow. And I'm saying that, yeah, their offensive line, they need to improve that too. They need some more weapons. I'm just saying they're only going to get better. But I can't say if they would have had a stout offensive line that they would have won. Because, again, AD is that dude. There's nobody in the league that can block this dude.
I can say that.
Is Ernest Jones that dude? No. Is Sean Robinson that dude?
Sean Robinson was stuffing the run, man. Like, he was out there stuffing.
Yeah,
like,
but he was. But he ain't known to getting sacks.
Nah, not for sacks. He's known for plugging the run, though.
So here's the thing. He got sacked 7 times. He was hit 11 more. Like, that's a bad offensive line.
But that was the Rams' strength, though. We knew that.
Tackles for losses 8 times. Like that's a bad run. That's a bad passing offensive line.
Or maybe maybe just good defense.
There ain't a defense like.
We know what the defense could do. We know what the defense is all about with the Rams. There's no doubt about that. But to get to Philly's point of when he was saying that he doesn't know if they had a better offensive line. Oh yeah, they would have been just fine because found Jamar Chase at the end if he had time, and they would have won that daggone game. You know what I'm saying?
There were so many plays Jamar Chase that got free.
On that 4th and 1. The 4th and 1.
Right.
Like, it looked like something straight out of the old Maddens when the A gap just comes. Like, nobody blocks him.
Yep.
If you put a competent guard there and you give Joe Burrow a second. Like, he didn't even have a second to get that ball off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There were a few plays like that.
Won that game.
Yeah. There were a couple big plays like that. I think at the end of the day, if they bolster up that offensive line a little something, man, if they get back to the bowl, I mean, it obviously it's going to depend on who they go up against or whatever. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't even mind seeing both of these guys in the bowl again for round 2. I wouldn't mind it at all.
No,
I would not mind it at all. But I will say this. I was calling Jamar Chase throughout the whole game. I was calling him chef because he was cooking Ramsey. He was cooking him. Ramsey.
I'm going to say this. And
Ramsey played great, but he was cooking Ramsey.
Ramsey played
and Higgins is so good. Is good too.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
They have an immaculate receiving core, but I mean, like, Ramsey he took on the guy that was supposed to get the ball in every play.
Right.
So it's not many. It's not. I'm going into the game. I wasn't big on Ramsey. Like, I don't think he was that good. But after that game, that he showed a lot of heart. Even on the play where he got beat early in the game, and he came back and made the play to make them only get three out of it. That showed a lot of heart. So like I said, I got nothing but respect for him.
Even on the one he got burnt, like
but he was there. He actually really good coverage, but it was just the fact that he got body slammed and face mask and roughed up in the midst of the play. But
that's going to happen. But I will say this because see Snipes, it was a segue when I was talking about that old line because B-Gar was talking about it. If you remember before the draft, right? Mm-hmm. B-Gar was like, they need to draft our old lineman first, and I said no. They need to get Chase.
Yeah.
They need to get Chase for that boy. Their connection. Their connection. He's not going to get that with anybody else. They got to sign Chase, and then they got to, get somebody in the second round, maybe try to get some free agents. And we saw, because that's what we're talking about. If he would have had a little bit more time. But see, if they would have drafted O-line, they wouldn't have had Chase.
They wouldn't have had the weapons. Yeah, I agree with that.
Wouldn't have had Chase.
Wait, I hear you on that.
I hear you. I agree with that.
So, no, I'm not trying to say, the B-Gar was wrong. But, it'd been nice to see him in his Bengals uniform, supporting them, even though they lost.
Chase was the best player in the draft. Let's just be real. He was the best player. He was the most productive player.
Oh yeah,
bar
none.
Yeah, most productive player. You had to take Chase.
None.
You know,
no question.
No
question.
Yeah, so looking back at it, it was the right decision. Now they actually got a lot of good O linemen coming out this year and D linemen coming out this year. I think this is probably a great O line D line draft coming up this year. So if they want to kind of improve that, and it's a lot of free agents as well. But if they want to improve on that, then you know, I agree with Dots. Dots has pointed out a lot of facts in the chat. He said the Bengals blew it. The last drive, 3rd and 1, they ran the ball with the backup running back. I understood why they ran with the backup running back.
Confusing.
No.
That was confusing.
P. Ryan is the power back of the two. You got Mixon.
No, I'm saying I hate the run call there.
Like, no, I didn't like the run call either. I didn't like the run call either. I thought you should have gave Joe 2 shots.
Because the coach said, like, we were not playing for the field goal. We were playing for the touchdown. Then why are you running the ball?
Yeah.
I
didn't like the run call
either. In that formation, like that was super predictable.
That was a dumb call. That was a dumb play call.
I wasn't mad with the personnel. Yeah, it was more so the play calling. Than the personnel, in my opinion. But because like I said, Pete Ryan is a great back, power back. He's one of those guys that's almost guaranteed to get you one, but or two. But I agree with that. Some of it was Joe's fault. Yeah, he's a young quarterback. He makes mistakes. He isn't. I disagree with you saying he's not an improviser in the chat. He's definitely one of the most. Did not watch him in the. Yeah, he's under duress the whole game, like the entire game.
He's gotta be an improviser.
He has to. For them to be winning, he's definitely improvised on the grand scale.
He has to be an improviser, or he's gonna die. That's pretty much what's gonna happen. He'll turn into David Carr.
That's the best way to say it. Best way to say it, B-Gar. Good job.
Definitely, man. So that, like I said, it was a great game. It was a great game. The whole game, the atmosphere was great. Let's get to this. And then they had a great halftime show. I personally loved it, me being from California, West Coast, and everything. I loved it. I loved the halftime show. It was everything I could ask for. Maybe younger people look at it differently, but me, I graduated in 2003. So it's like that was the music we were bumping at that time. The Chronic 2000. And 50 Cent after, 50 Cent. Mary J. Records. Eminem, that was when 8 Mile just dropped. So I honestly, they took it back. It was nostalgic. Had a great feel to it.
Kind of felt like Kendrick was just there because he's from there. Like you kind of was
Man, I like Kendrick's
I like Kendrick.
set, though.
I like Kendrick
man.
too, but he felt like he was the sore thumb of the group because like you could talk about how they like the nostalgia. Like Kendrick dropped when I was in high school.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll be real. I honestly look. I've gone and I've seen Mary in concert, and I love Mary. I love Mary. But I didn't understand why Mary was there. I didn't understand why 50 was there. Even by surprise. I really didn't understand because to me, this is an LA thing. You got so much talent coming out of LA. And like you guys were talking about, right? Like Dre, Snoop, Kendrick, Brian James, you know what I'm saying? Up and coming artists. Like, but no, I'm just saying, like, seriously, real talk. Like, you got to pay homage to all the talent that's come out of there. So I felt like there were enough artists that were reflective of today's generation, and then just going back the next 2-3 decades that you could have had there. I really felt like this is an LA thing. Like it should have been like a complete LA experience. So like Ice Cube, maybe he could have been there. I get why Eminem was there, but I just felt like Eminem, 50, and Mary, they probably didn't have to be there. That you could have had some other talented artists there, like I said, B. James, maybe even Doja or somebody, somebody that's contemporary.
I'm gonna explain to you why that didn't happen. Okay, first off, Dr. Dre paid for the halftime slot. So what happens is you pay for the slot, you're gonna put your artist on that slot. So Kendrick is an Interscope artist. 50 Cent is an Interscope artist. Eminem is an Interscope artist. Mary J. is distributed through Interscope. So what I'm saying is that when you pay for that, they already knew, like, okay, if I'm paying for this slot, who's gonna be able to, or maybe help, maybe have the pockets to assist me in paying for this slot. You get what I'm saying? Snoop just inherited Death Row. They was able to do California Love because they wouldn't have been able to do California Love if it wasn't for Snoop.
If Snoop doesn't buy Death
Row. You get what I'm saying? So now you're able to do California Love. So it was a power move. It was definitely a power move, and in that sense, that's why it was so big for the people that were actually from here, because we knew the moves that were made and the politics that took place for them to even get that halftime show. You know, even with Jay-Z. Jay-Z getting a position that he's able to be the music director for the NFL to even make that even a thing to be possible, you know. So there's never been a halftime show with hip hop on it. You know what I mean? You may have had like a feature pop up, but it's never been like nothing like that.
Nothing like that was that.
Yeah, like this is real hip hop. You know what I mean? Like this.
Like last year you had The Weeknd, which I mean, he's not Dr. Dre.
No.
I thought last year's was paththetic.
Okay,
that's just my opinion. I thought it was pathetic.
I would never call these entertainers and artists pathetic because of the talent that's required. Anderson .Paak was with Anderson .Paak. Is he Interscope too? Because he was on the drugs.
Yes.
Yeah. He's in the scope because he was there too. He was there too.
The only time I've ever called a halftime show pathetic was when the Black Eyed Peas did that, and my lord, talk about getting exposed.
Yeah.
Go back and watch the Black Eyed Peas Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
But see, this is big though, because B. James, if you're saying that Dr. Dre had to do that, right, and that's definitely legendary and historic. All the other artists that came before, they didn't have to do that, did they?
No, everyone pays for the halftime show.
Everybody pays for the halftime show.
Majority of the time,
get paid to be.
Yeah, we can actually pay the extra $7 million to get his set put on there. That whole mirror thing that running around looking through the mirrors and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah, but they do that. And you got to keep in mind too, they do that for a reason. Look, the next day, Mary J. Blige came out with an album. Snoop came out with an album.
Dr. Dre's
coming out with an album. Kendrick Lamar's coming out with an album.
They're all dropping this year.
They're all. And so they're doing that. They're doing that for a reason. I'm just gonna say the one bad thing that I did not like. I did not like the performance with Mary J. doing No More Drama. Didn't like it at all. You should have came out with Be Happy or one of your hits, just like Eminem did. Eminem came out and did Lose Yourself.
You have to.
You know what I mean?
You have to ask who produced those tracks. You have to keep in mind.
I get you on that too.
Keep in mind because Dre came out the thing. He didn't come out like rapping. He came out behind the EQ boards. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was like he's coming. He's dropping records that he produced. You know, first one.
Yeah.
With Snoop and then him and Snoop and then you got and the crazy thing about it, still Dre. Jay-Z wrote the whole song. Even
Jay-Z wrote that song. Yeah.
What are the biggest hip hop
Super Bowl next year? Where's the Super Bowl next year?
It's
in Arizona.
So
yeah.
So you got to buy the halftime show, brother. See your neck of the woods.
You got Nickelback probably before. It'll be bad. Everybody can go back to normal. Be Nickelback before next year.
Listen, when I went to the bowl in 07,
Rage Against the Machine.
I actually had to listen in that one in 07. I had to listen to Tom Petty. I listened to Tom Petty, and actually that show was not bad. That was a good show. Actually, that was actually a very good show.
They could pull out the old acts, but sometimes you got to check if they still competent musically. Like they threw out the Rolling Stones after the Janet Jackson thing, and that stunk.
Yeah, but you said they had to pay for it. So if you got to pay for it, right, you got to take the win the bid, right?
But they ask them, but they go and ask them.
They ask the labels.
They ask the labels,
They don't say, hey, who's going to pay for this? Because a lot of people would.
Yeah, that's not a problem. But it's just it's somebody that they think
nobody wanted to see the Rolling Stones in 2005.
It was kind of like Ice Cube at the NASCAR event. That was weird.
That was weird.
That was really weird. That was
strange.
It was classic because it was like, I get it, we're on the West Coast and it's California and we're at the Coliseum and all that, but it was the demographic. Whoever booked that, it was Black History Month.
They trolling hard.
Bubba Wallace was there. They were like, we're gonna do something different. It's Black History Month. We gotta put what you call that, Kwanzaa gear on Bubba Wallace. and get him out there. But no, in all honesty, it was a great performance, but the wrong demographic. So that was just that. And I think, but as far as the Super Bowl goes, they did a lot for the city. They did a lot for the area. I don't know if you saw some of the sets they had. They had the Compton Courthouse on there. They had the Tams 21 Burger Stand there, which if you drive by Tams right now, that's in Compton. Their line is down the street. Which was even more ironic about that situation. The Tams being featured on there was Snoop Dogg was dancing and performing on top of the Tams building after inheriting Death Row, and that was the place where Suge Knight actually killed a man to go to jail. So that's that. I don't know if that was a diss. I don't know if that was a shot, but the irony in that was crazy. So
let me ask y'all real quick. When do you think Jay-Z's gonna do his? Is it gonna be the next New York Super Bowl?
Definitely.
I think it's a matter of time. Jay-Z gets that.
I personally wouldn't see the sense really of going back to the East Coast in cold weather for a Super Bowl. I don't think it's just not worth it. No, it's not worth it in my opinion. It's who in their right mind really wants to spend that type of money to go to cold weather.
Oh, plus the logistics in New York to get out of the stadium and get back to wherever you're staying. Like that's a nightmare.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
Yeah, just hold it in Vegas.
Everybody's taking public transportation out there. That's hell.
Yeah, it is.
Just do everything in Vegas, man. Or pick a city. Pick a city that has the warm weather. That's more ideal.
Arizona, Dallas, stores, Miami.
Yeah, Dallas is definitely going to be on the list. At least you have to worry about the Cowboys making it to the Super Bowl to play in the stadium. Last few games have been home games for certain teams.
I hope they. You know what? I hope they do in Dallas. I hope they do, and I hope they lose in the most embarrassing fashion of all time.
Says the Eagle fan.
Thing that would have made their playoff loss even funnier is if it happened in a Super Bowl. That would be the best.
No, because then you have to hear Cowboys fans like, we were there. We made it. We just didn't win it.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah. Cowboy fans
are
the worst. They're the most delusional of all the fans.
I would rather you be that close and have it slip away than be 3 games away, because that would be the ultimate embarrassment.
And we're talking about the Super Bowl. They were nowhere near it, and somehow they still come up. I know Cowboy fans are happy about that.
Yeah, definitely.
They still getting shouted out. But man, look, I'm glad you broke it down though, B, because I think especially when it comes to entertainment, we know what you do. We know how you bring it to the table. But I think that's the thing we need to know. We need to know how big this was for LA and on what levels, and just how profound it was, because we're not gonna read that in the papers.
But maybe not in y'all area. That's all they've been talking about out here. The halftime show.
Man, look, all they talked about was Eminem taking a knee. That's it. Everything popping up.
Yep.
It was Eminem took a knee. Eminem took a knee. Eminem took a knee. He's with them.
Dr. Dre,
he's with them.
And Dr. Dre said still not loving police when he was asked not to say that.
Yeah.
Oh, but we do. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you tell them not to, don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you interchanges.
I pay for this slide. I'm gonna say what I want to say. Like,
exactly.
You're lucky I'm not cussing up here.
What the NFL, the NFL really don't know the history of Dr. Dre.
No.
I mean, have they all they got to do is watch Straight Outta Compton, and they had cops telling them don't sing F the police, and what did they do?
No.
I
wanted Snoop to perform "Murder Was the Case." That would have been awesome. Like that would have.
Oh man, they probably made it a point. Do not perform that. Or we will cut the TV.
Hologram.
You're gonna have Kendrick perform King Kunta.
Hey,
I was hoping he would. I was really hoping he would.
Hey, I was hoping too, but we
got a phone to pick. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it.
Oh man, that's funny.
All right, that's funny. In other news, that guy DJ, man, does it again. 2-time Madden NFL HBCU tournament champion. He won it again, man. He came and joined the league. won our first Super Bowl. Said he's out. Got to get ready for something bigger, better. I said, okay, brother, do your thing, man. So he did the mic drop, shook, then went back to the HBCU tournament and made it to the championship and became a champion yet again for the second time. Congrats to DJ, man. The dude's an elite player. Like, I don't know if people are familiar with him, are aware of him. He's one of the few people I know that was going undefeated in weekend league. And I don't know if you guys play weekend league, but it's extremely hard to do that. You might get paired. You can get paired with some of the best players. You might get paired with Henry. You might get paired with Joke. You might get paired with just anybody. You can pair with anybody at any given time. And this guy was managing to go undefeated in that environment. So shout out to that guy DJ for doing it again. Impressive win, impressive run. And I honestly knew he was going to win it. I don't think it was any doubt. He won $7,500. I think it was $7,500. And he was able to go to the Super Bowl. And he was flown out to LA for the entire Super Bowl week and was able to do networking and things like that. And
that's great.
To network. They actually flew him out to network and, meet different people and build relationships as a college student. So that was remarkable, impressive. And like I said, there's not many players I know that can do these things on a consistent basis, and he's consistently done it. I don't know if he's going to do it again next year or if he's going to try to play in it next year, but if he plays in it, he's definitely the favorite to win it again, in my opinion.
And, that's really the question. I mean, he's won it back-to-back. He won a Super Bowl in our league. He went undefeated, like you said, during the weekend. So it's like, when is it time for him to break through in the MCS? When is it going to be time for him to break through and take that next step? Is it going to be next year?
I think like I said, I think it's you have to keep in mind that he's in school and things like that, and you don't know how hard the classes he's taking. I don't know what his major is or anything like that, but I know that was one of the things that he alluded to earlier in the year when we did the interview with him, was that he takes a break for class, and then this just so happens to fall at the end of the year where he can kind of lock in and play. But I'm sure if he was to try to compete in the MCS events, he would also do well in that too, because he's, like I said, he's an extremely great player. Definitely one of the up and comers, the young guys that I say look out for sure.
Well,
yep, definitely. Well, so shout out to him, man.
Yeah, he still can't beat Snipes, but everybody got their kryptonite.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
But in other news, that Apple pack is gone viral. You know what I'm saying? My gosh. I've never seen a guy get roasted in a game and then get roasted outside of the game even worse.
Love it. Let me look at the mic when I say it. I love it.
Yo, that was trending on Twitter during the Super Bowl. Smoking on that Eli Apple pack. Will Eli Apple bounce back? That is the question that many don't know.
No, he can't. Apple Crisp? No, he can't.
Apple Crisp? That's a new one. So hey,
he can't, because your peers, right? They were waiting for this moment, right? It was damn near karma. So. No, I don't think you can go back. But he got to be quiet the whole year. He can't say jack. He can't say
not a word.
Hey, it's one thing when fans are just on your ass for a bad game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Other NFL players are taking joy in your failure.
I have never seen that in the history.
But there's a reason for that. And look, Brian James, I talked to you about that.
Yeah, you did.
There's a reason for that. When you sit there and you barely you beat the Chiefs. Big whoop-de-doo. But then when you sit there and act like you were the king of New York, the king of wherever you are. You know what I'm saying? You tweeting out Tyreek Hill. You tweeting out the cheetah and talking bad about the cheetah. Look, him. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. Look. Him and Miko Hardman, they went ham on him on Twitter. They went ham on him.
Michael Thomas said Eli Apple going Eli Apple.
Right. Eli Apple go Eli Apple. Exactly.
I've never seen an NFL player so universally hated. Even when Sean Payton was like, "Hey, are you rooting for anybody in the Super Bowl?" Yeah, I'm rooting for Von Bell. I'm rooting for Hendrickson.
Right.
Kind of pause a little bit, and I guess Eli.
Right. Yo, look, there's a reason why the Giants didn't want you anymore. There's a reason why the Saints didn't want you anymore. You know what I mean?
No, did you see what he said about New Orleans though? Like, yo, it stinks. Everything out there smells weird. I hated it there. I couldn't play my best because it smelled like poop.
No, hold on. Listen, I think I told you, B. James, and I told Philly this at one point when we talked, like years back when he was on the Giants. This man is an Eagles fan, and he was clowning the Giants as the Giants drafted him, tweeting bad about him as the Giants, as he's a New York Giant. Like, what kind of player are you, bro? Like, what kind of player are you talking bad about your team that you're on? You know what I'm saying? And then you.
It's one that gets cooked on Super Bowl Sunday, Snipes.
Yeah, exactly. But the bottom line to me in this situation now, this guy, he acted like he's the best corner in the NFL.
It was,
you know what I mean?
And I get as a corner, you gotta have that confidence, you gotta have that pizzazz, that swag.
You don't gotta have that confidence when you get rid. I'm sorry to cut you off, B. James. I'm sorry because I'm a little hot about this.
That's why I cut you off, Snipes. Calm down, brother.
Listen. My whole thing is real simple. Stop acting like you the best corner in the world. I hope he sees it too. Stop acting like you the best corner in the world. You're not. You're not. You're terrible.
I got a question. I got a question for you, Snipes.
Not any more words.
I don't play football. Yes, I'll admit it. I don't play football.
I got a question.
I don't play corner. Go ahead.
All right, my question for you is this: going into the game, he said, "Yo, give me Odell." I played him.
I was cooking him.
I practiced with him. I'm out here, and the thing I was tripping off of was the play that Odell got hurt on. Apple was covering him, and he was nowhere near Odell.
Nowhere near him.
The only thing that stopped Odell from making that a big play was the turf. The turf picked him up.
Yo, the man tore his ACL, and you still wasn't near him. How you a good corner? You ain't near a man that tore his ACL. You were terrible.
Snipes.
Terrible.
Let me just answer that. The question was how. The answer is he was with him in spirit.
He said he was with him in spirit.
Yo,
oh man,
Apple is terrible. Period. And you see Mama going crazy on everybody too, just because everybody. Now, obviously, that's what Mom's supposed to do.
Yeah, Mama got to do that. That's what
Mama got to do that. I understand, but still, all in all, but listen. But in the same token, Mama need to also tell that man, you need to shut up. Enough is enough, bro.
Yeah.
Like, calm down, bro.
The family name.
Yo, like for real. You know what I mean? All respect to Mama Apple. You know what I'm saying? But your son, listen, man. Listen. He put all this on himself. If he just stay humble, it'd be a different story. I mean, you still would get cooked, but regardless, I mean. You know what I mean? It's still get cooked. But you still, at least, you're humble about it. You know what I mean? You telling somebody, give me Odell. Really? Like, Odell's gonna cook you, bro.
Hey, man. And
Cooper,
when Odell was off, Cooper wanted some of that apple pack.
Yo, listen. Listen, B-Guard. When that last play, when I saw Eli Apple lined up with Cooper, I'm like, oh yeah, barbecue chicken right there. Barbecue chicken. It's going down right there.
I saw.
Throw it right to him. That's everybody else get off the field. I'm throwing it to him right now.
But if you look at the play, Stafford walked to the line of scrimmage. He looked to the left. He looked to the right. He double take to the right again. Like, oh,
wait, what?
No, there was another. Sure? Did you even on the first Cooper Cup touchdown that they had? I'm not going to talk about the Odell touchdown. The first Cooper Cup touchdown. Eli Apple was on the right side of the field by himself. There was nobody lined up wide. No back came out the backfield, and he let the touchdown go right behind his head. Touchdown went right behind his head. No, there was nobody for him to cover. There was nobody popping out. Only person that popped out was Cooper Kupp. He didn't bump him and release or nothing to get the safety time to get over there and make a play. He just was there. Like
McVay's whole game plan. Sean McVay's whole game plan was
Eli Apple
pissing down his leg.
We are going to take a bite out of this apple all game long. That's what we gonna do.
Piss it down his leg.
Let me say something. I'm an Eagles fan. You know, back in 2004, we had this wide receiver named Freddie Mitchell. Freddie Mitchell went on ESPN, and when he was asked, are you familiar with the secondary of the Patriots? He's like, well, I can't give you the names, but I can give you the numbers. And then called out Rodney Harrison publicly. He went on to have one catch for 9 yards.
9 yards. Yeah, I remember that.
T.O. with a broken leg had 10 catches. Yeah. And the thing is that people don't talk about is Bill Belichick after the game publicly ripped Freddie Mitchell. Said he's the worst play. He's the worst. He is a bum. Like when he was on the field, I was happy. You can print that.
Wow.
That was an exact quote. You can print that. I said this about Freddie Mitchell.
He didn't. First of all, Freddie Mitchell was the people's champion. You know that, B-Guard. And you know why he was the people's champion. Because you remember that, what was it, 3rd and 26 catch?
4th and 26. And he's been living on that for the longest time.
He didn't say that before the game. I mean, when you win the game,
after the game. He did that after the game.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm like, he didn't say that before.
He's terrible. He said he's terrible. He was terrible. He's a terrible wide receiver.
But what I'm saying is it's different than Eli. And Snipes knows this because he was in New York.
Oh yeah, definitely different. Yeah.
And he was in New Orleans, and we all know the golden rule.
But do you know how it was different than Eli? There wasn't social media back in 2004.
Well, but to Freddie's defense, and this is the point I was getting at. Freddie's defense, and this is why Eli deserves everything that's happening to him. Okay, you do not disown New York. You do not disown New Orleans.
I feel like
you just don't do it.
Don't. He took it too far. You know what? To add to Philly's point with the whole disowning New York bit, again, going back to when he was tweeting bad about New York while you're a Giant, that's where you messed up already. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And don't think that, obviously, regardless on if you get rid of the tweet or not, everybody saw the tweet already. Don't think other organizations didn't see it. Yeah, they'll take a chance on you because you're a little cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, man, you're a little cheap.
But at the end of the day, though, you know what I'm saying? You can't sit there and do that and think you're gonna get away with it. You won't, bro. You can't do. Yo, you cannot do that in New York. I'm not even talking about New Orleans right now because New Orleans is just as bad. But you started off. And look, you started off in Bright Lights, big city. You started off there. That's where you messed up. That's where you really messed up. Mom's was a bigger star than you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She was a bigger star than you at the time. You know what I'm saying? And you sitting there just tweeting bad about the Giants and this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? And we knew you was an Eagle fan. I said it during the draft. This man's an Eagles fan. I understand. Yeah, he's an Eagles fan. He was an Eagles fan. You know what I'm saying? And bro,
he'll be in Philadelphia next year.
Bro, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
Hey,
do not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was out of there next year.
He'd be our fourth corner. Like he'd be our fourth corner. I might be okay with him because he ain't gonna get on the field all the time. Like the Bengals started this dude. They deserve this.
Yeah, he burnt his bridges on 3 teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In one
he
week,
burnt his bridges on 3 teams. In 1 week, you burnt your bridge on 3 teams, bro. On the Giants, the Saints, and now the Bengals. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you cost the Bengals a chip.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You cost the Bengals a chip. I mean, let's keep it a buck. You cost the Bengals a chip. You couldn't guard a torn ACL man on the field. You couldn't guard him.
And he definitely couldn't guard Cooper Kupp on that last play.
And I mean, everybody knew.
He gave up
James, there was no way.
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yes, I told you. That's what I said. Like,
because one was a pass interference that was it a pass interference? What was it that came back or something?
Offsetting penalties. It was offsetting.
It was an offsetting penalty. Yeah. So you gave up 2 touchdowns right in the bowl, bro. Like, come on, man. Like this is the championship.
They all were on him though. I think they all were on him, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like, who was the Odell one on? Was that
the Odell? Well, I'm not gonna say Apple because they were in a.
That Odell was a man-to-man.
That was a man-to-man.
That was a man-to-man. Yeah.
The thing about it though was they were supposed to banjo. They were supposed to switch because normally when that guy released, that was an outside release. You were playing the inside. You know what I mean? So the inside guy, normally you're gonna get it beat because it's a pick play. You're gonna run into that receiver. It's a free release, and then now you're chasing the guy from behind. And they left whoever was guarding 1-on-1, which I thought was stupid. But yeah, I don't think it was him. I think it was him. But I'm like, yo,
listen,
I don't blame him for that one.
Point. But B, listen, this brings up the whole point. As far as a cornerback is concerned, he ain't got the mental to do it properly. That's just my opinion. He don't got the mental to do it. And any quarterback is gonna look at that and be like, oh, I'm gonna eat him for breakfast.
Yeah.
Pause.
He definitely, they definitely smoked that Eli Apple pack in the Super Bowl. They smoked it after. They were smoking it in the parade. So shout out to the Rams. They got it done. Shout out to Eli.
Thank you, Los Angeles. Thank you, Los Angeles.
We got one more last topic we got to get into before we get out of here, and that's the future of Jimmy G, A-Rod, and the free agent quarterbacks. So. What do you think? We know Jimmy G's out of there. He's gone. He's gone. Yeah. So where do you think it would be a good landing spot for a guy like Jimmy G? Tampa Bay. I like Jimmy G in
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Pittsburgh it might be a good landing spot. What about New Orleans?
Washington. Oh, New Orleans, he'll get killed.
No, New Orleans. Yeah, I don't think New Orleans.
Not with Peyton going. Not with Peyton going. I don't think that's a smart move.
Plus, I feel like they could just get Jameis back, bring back Jameis, or give Taysom Hill a full year.
B-Guard, you absolutely right. I feel they need to bring back Jameson again. Like
I don't think Jameis wants to go back.
They're making the playoffs with Jameis Winston.
This year, definitely.
Yeah.
Next year, maybe not.
Yeah. Agreed.
Next year, maybe not.
Agreed.
Okay. Go ahead.
I feel like Jimmy G. I think the best landing spots for him would be Washington, Pittsburgh. I feel like those two would
I like Pittsburgh. I like the Pittsburgh one. I like Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Pittsburgh.
And we all know that with Brady going, Tampa Bay has a slot to fill. Who do you think will end up there? Jameis could possibly go back.
No, I think they're done. I think they were done.
They done with the crab leg stories. They done with that over there.
They done with the crab legs. They done with the Uber stories. Like they're done.
They're moving on with that. I think. I don't think he's gonna go there. God, who can he go to?
Tampa Bay. Like there is a theory that's floating around out there that Aaron Rodgers would be the Tampa Bay quarterback. I don't think that has any.
Nobody's gonna follow Tom.
Would that be interesting?
He's staying in Green Bay, in my opinion.
I feel the same.
I think he's.
Where the only place I see is Denver, and you got to ask yourself: are you going to want to go play in a division with Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes?
Nah.
That's a possibility though. That's a possibility though. He could. I mean, because we talked about this in the beginning of the season.
Look at this
talent that they have. Denver is a possibility. I will give him that. Denver is a possibility. I don't know that Pittsburgh would take him over Jimmy G. I would say Denver.
So what about the Colts? The Colts, Carson Wentz, they're thinking about getting rid of him. possibly cutting or trading him, one or the other.
The receivers, but he just have the same problem he has
in Green Bay.
In Green Bay,
Yeah.
and you're not gonna have a dude like Devontae Adams there.
Nah,
Yeah, that's true. Unless Devontae Adams goes there too.
I mean,
If you could guarantee that happens, I would actually love him to go.
You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Hey, I agree. I agree there.
Guarantee that.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, what we can guarantee though
Coach
is
definitely had the salary cap space.
If he was to leave, if Aaron Rodgers did leave, DA's not staying. Gonna stay.
No,
he's not.
Devontae Adams. He's a free agent regardless, but his contract is up. So either they're gonna franchise tag him or he's out of there. He's out of there.
Yeah,
But I would imagine like if even if Aaron Rodgers leaves, like you gotta franchise tag Devontae Adams because you want Jordan Love to have some kind of chance.
Yeah.
Kyle Trask is not the answer. If that was,
you can get out of here with Kyle Trask.
Yeah, talking about Kyle Trask. Like, get out.
If you thought Kyle Trask
bro, like,
was the solution, bro.
Yeah, that's not it. All right, so with that being said, here's a few free agent quarterbacks that may land somewhere. These are the top 5 free agent quarterbacks according to NFL.com. Number 5 is Jacoby Brissett. Number 4 is Ryan Fitzpatrick. Number 3 is Teddy Bridgewater. Number 2 is Marcus Mariota. And number 1 is Jameis Winston. In my opinion, this is a pathetic list to choose from. But
back up.
You just told me don't use the word pathetic.
But this is a pathetic. If I'm in the market for a quarterback and you tell me these were the guys I have to pick from, I would say
I feel you.
I would just keep whatever I had. Like I would just keep whatever I had.
I might kick the tires on Mariota.
No, Mariota might. Yeah, Mariota. I thought Mariota's didn't get his just due. I thought that he didn't fit the offense where we were, when he was in Tennessee. But I think Mariota could be great somewhere else. I thought he would have been a great fit for Washington, in my opinion. But, the Cowboys seem to want to hold on to him. I mean, not the Cowboys, but the Raiders wanted to hold on to him.
Raiders.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. But in my opinion, thought that was great.
They're all backups. That's all. Second and third string quarterbacks.
Jameis and Mariota are the top of the class, but that's not a great class to be on top of.
If you need a quarterback, you're in dire straits right now.
Yeah,
if that's the list to choose from.
Well, I mean, we know the teams that need it. We know that Pittsburgh needs one. We know that Carolina needs one.
Denver.
We know Denver needs one. We don't know what Green Bay and Indy are going to do. So,
and this isn't in the draft. This isn't a strong quarterback class either. So it's like
sure ain't.
Nah.
No.
I think their top 5 is I think they put Pickett as number 1, Corral I think number 2.
Yeah, and then
Malik Willis number 3. I think.
Malik Willis, Sam Howell, like a bunch of dudes. Like you just gotta hope and pray. That
this is definitely a D line, O line heavy. Maybe linebacking core type of draft, but if you're looking for, I don't even think the secondary players are even that like immaculate like that. They got a few guys.
One dude that I know. They got 2 dudes.
I know Stingley's nice.
Stingley's nice. Top 5.
Yeah, Stingley's
Hamilton from Notre Dame is going to go top 5.
Yeah, and Stingley from I think it's LSU. So I think those.
Yep.
What about Ritter? Desmond Ritter.
It's Stingley and everybody else.
He rounds out the top 5.
Yeah,
Stingley and everybody else.
Okay.
Sauce Gardner.
He's pretty decent. But my
long lost cousin hit me up.
Yeah, I don't know though. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's not a quarterback friendly. So if quarterback friendly free agency or draft, if you can't get
next year,
that's totally different.
Yeah, you got 2 guys. You got 2 guys right off the bat.
Yeah, actually maybe 3 if you think about it. Like might be 3 guys. We'll see how the season goes, but it might be 3 in my opinion.
Who's the third?
Stroud.
Caleb Williams.
Stroud. CJ, yeah.
Stroud. Yeah.
Stroud's one of the guys I was thinking.
Oh, okay. You were talking about Stroud.
Caleb Young.
Yeah, Caleb.
Caleb Williams. Can Caleb Williams come out next year?
He could.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He'll be going into his junior year, so yeah, he can leave.
I thought this was his sophomore year. I thought he was a freshman.
No, I'm saying after next year, this is the sophomore year this year. He'll be going into his junior year.
So wouldn't that
Yeah,
make
so
him
next year he's going
eligible
into the
for
junior
that?
year next year, so that should make him eligible
For the draft,
next
yeah.
year.
Next year, not this
Yeah.
not this year, yeah.
Not this year, but next year. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so that, like I said,
Okay.
I'm thinking like, if I need a quarterback, which we do in Tennessee, we were talking about trading for Russell. We were talking about trading for Aaron Rodgers, but I just saw that it was all tabloid news. After I dug a little deeper, was fully totally disappointed because I had my hopes on getting one of those quarterbacks.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. For most of these NFL teams that need a quarterback right now, I say, look, I mean, get whatever you could possibly get right now and play it out. You know what I mean? Play it out because just like Bigar said, and next year you got some. I mean, look, if you have a bad season, you're going to be on high the totem pole as far as to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to look at it in that sense. You know, in a sense that, and I won't sit here and necessarily say to tank, but
no, you can't tank.
You know what I mean? Yeah, not to tank, but I'm just saying, like, you should still, just play it out, see how it works. Because look, if whatever quarterback you have, if they play great, then hey, that's your quarterback. But if they don't play great, you're still not tanking, but you're gonna get a better pick. Now you got a shot. That's the way I see it.
Definitely,
you know what I mean? Why not? If you're in the business for a quarterback, anyway.
Yeah, but like the thing about that is like coaches ain't for the tanking because like they might not see the fruits of their labor.
Well, you know what? Some people are.
Yeah.
Like the Brian Flores situation. Like when he was being, hey, I'll give you X amount of money to tank. Like, why would he do that? Because when his contract comes up, that's gonna be held against him.
Yeah.
Like I said in like an earlier podcast, I truly don't believe that coaches and players tank. I believe organizations do.
Yeah.
Because coaches aren't trying to put on their record all these losses because that makes it so much harder to get the next job. It's like, look at Brian Flores. Like, that his record's going to be used against him when it goes to court.
Well, yeah, because he put on the business. See, that's what I'm saying. They knew he wasn't a company guy. He'd have just kept his mouth shut, took the money, you know what I'm saying? And they would have been at the owner's meeting. They'd be like, hey, he's a great coach.
Starting price has to be $500K. I'm sorry. It has to be $500,000.
Hey, man, I'll take $100,000 to tank in the NFL. I will do that.
You do that. You take $2 to tank in the
NFL. It was not a setup. It was not a setup.
Philly, you take $5 to tank in the league.
Nope. I knew where you were going with this.
He's definitely tank. He's definitely a tank master.
Everybody stay tuned. Me and B-Guard are going to settle this on the field after the show.
Oh, you guys play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me winning does me no good.
That's what I said. But what's something to
Same here.
We're gonna put our best foot forward, but whatever happens, happens.
There you go.
Hey man, maybe Mac Jones plays. Maybe I'll start my 40 overall backup quarterback.
Get him some reps. Get that young guy.
There you go.
Gotta kick the tires on him. See what he's got.
Just like Snipe said, it's not tanking.
It's just not trying as hard. We definitely appreciate you. We definitely appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode of the Madden Underground podcast. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll have a wide array of topics and the Madden Underground playoffs.
Playoffs, yes.
Playoffs, baby. So we got playoffs going down. Actually, we'll be starting this Friday with the playoffs. So make sure you guys keep it locked. Hit that notification. Hit that follow button. We appreciate your viewership. And we'll see you guys next week. Anything you guys want to add?
Hi, Eli.
I thought you were going to say where there's smoke, there's Eli. When you talk about the rumors. I thought everything was fire related.
And I'm going to say one more thing, too. We lost another beloved member of the community, Oak. His service to be held at the McGee Avenue Baptist Church. Any of you guys that want to attend, 1640 Stewart Street in Berkeley, California, 94703 at 11 a.m. Philly guy will be actually attending, representing for Madden Underground, and sending his love to the family. So we'll definitely keep his family in our prayers, and I pray and hope you guys do the same. For Oak, man, aka Herbert, aka Oaktown Baller, man. So we gonna miss him. He was a big Raider fan and a big part of the Madden community, man. Definitely one of the guys I remember most when I went to Oakland to play, because him and T. Lou was always capping. Oaktown Baller. That's all I remember. I remember hearing him.
Oaktown Baller,
Yeah,
yep.
saying that
Oaktown
you hear him yelling at it out across the room. So that's why I said, like, man, I'll definitely be missed, gone but never forgotten. And just want to make sure we have some type of representation here. Philly guys gonna make sure we do at the service. So we'll have Philly check in, let us know how that went when he gets back, and make sure you guys.
What's crazy too, real quick, is that I was on my Xbox, man, and I saw his gamer tag.
Oh, your friend.
Yo, man, like
Yeah.
I was when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, man, like it just hit me because I just found out about Oaktown.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I you know what I mean, I'm on the Xbox and I'm going through because I'm looking for a old gamer tag, and sure enough, I see Oaktown Ball on there. I'm like, oh my.
Yeah, man, he played with us for years, man. Years.
Oh
from
my gosh.
360 to Xbox One to so that's definitely a huge loss, man. So we keep him in our prayers, and his family in our prayers, and we'll get an update for you guys after Philly gets back. Anything you want to say, Philly?
Nah, man, I just feel like we're here having a conversation about somebody that we've known for basically like 2 decades.
Yeah.
And you've built a lot with Madden Underground and MWS before, and Snipes, you ran leagues too. So it's just the potential of what can happen just from playing a video game. We talked about what Henry's done. We talked about what what that guy DJ's done. We're talking about Oak. Like, we're talking about how this game has been able to bring people together. And you never know. You might know somebody for the next 20, 25 years. Like, you never know those type of networks and connections that come out of it. So, think about that before you drop 99 points on somebody, and before you start talking the chat and everything. It's like that. Like, this man can be your brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all love the game, and it's supposed to be a competitive brotherhood. I'm not saying don't talk trash, but I'm just saying you never know. You never know. It could be Bigard 10 years from now. You know what I mean? He'd be married with 5 kids, and I don't play the game anymore, and this is what we used to do back in the day. We all had Gunslinger on our quarterbacks, and you virtual reality guys don't know what real football is, and me and Clint are best friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know.
I think I've burnt that bridge. I'm not gonna lie. I've burnt that bridge.
Hey,
You never
from what I hear, Clint is a real forgiving guy, and he doesn't take anything personal. He's
Hey, man, I haven't heard nothing from him. So.
He's working on it. He's working on it. He's working. Eli Apple's getting all the smoke. Okay.
All Bigard knows is somebody burned a bag of poop on his doorstep.
Yeah.
I ain't got that kind of effort in me. Come on now.
Oh, man.
It's coming.
Definitely, man. So we'll be back next week. Make sure you hit that like, follow, or subscribe button wherever you may be viewing from, if you feel moved to do so. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in.